Old diaries. Forward. There exists such an extensive body of literature on the Great Revolution, including the memoirs of virtually every one of its leading figures who survived into the new era, that yet another book dealing with the events and circumstances of that time of cataclysmic upheaval and rebirth may seem superfluous. The Turner Diaries, however, provides an insight into the background of the Great Revolution which is uniquely valuable for two reasons. 1. It is a fairly detailed and continuous record of a portion of the struggle during the years immediately before the culmination of the revolution, written as it happened, on a day-to-day basis. Thus, it is free of the distortion which often afflicts hindsight. Although the diaries of other participants in that mighty conflict are extant, none which has yet been published provides as complete and detailed a record. 2. It is written from the viewpoint of a rank-and-file member of the organization, and, although it consequently suffers from myopia occasionally, it is a totally frank document. Unlike the accounts recorded by some of the leaders of the revolution, its author did not have one eye on his place in history as he wrote. As we read the pages which follow, we get a better understanding than from any other source, probably, of the true thoughts and feelings of the men and women whose struggle and sacrifice saved our race in its time of greatest peril and brought about the new era. Earl Turner, who wrote these diaries, was born in 43 BNE in Los Angeles, which was the name of a vast metropolitan area on the west coast of the North American continent in the old era, encompassing the present communities of Eckhartsville and Wesselton as well as a great deal of the surrounding countryside. He grew up in the Los Angeles area and was trained as an electrical engineer. After his education he settled near the city of Washington, which was then the capital of the United States. He was employed there by an electronics research firm. He first became active in the organization in 12 BNE, when this record begins, in 8 BNE, 1991 according to the old chronology. Turner was 35 years old and had no maid. These diaries span barely 2 years in Earl Turner's life, yet they give us an intimate acquaintance with one of those whose name is inscribed in the record of martyrs. For that reason alone his words should have a special significance for all of us, who in our school days were given the task of memorizing the names of all the martyrs in that sacred record handed down to us by our ancestors. Turner's diaries consist, in their manuscript form, of 5 large, cloth-bound ledgers, completely filled, and a few pages at the beginning of a 6th. There are many loose inserts and notes between the ledger pages, apparently written by Turner on those days when he was away from his base and later interpolated into his permanent record. The ledgers were discovered last year along with a wealth of other historically important material by the same team from the Historical Institute, led by Professor Charles Anderson, which earlier uncovered the Eastern Command Center of the Revolution in its excavations near the Washington ruins. It is fitting that they now be made available to the general public during this, the 100th anniversary year of the Great Revolution.